in the original series, the way it was created, we don't see Jabba the Hutt until episode 6.
Correct.
And he's just a giant...
Puppet?
Well, yes, he's a giant puppet. But in the world, he's just a giant slug that seems immovable.
Right.
And he's just on this giant slab, and then they seem to just move the slab onto the barge, and they just move that slab, and that's how he gets around. Okay, yeah. Now, Lucas goes back and adds in a scene into episode 4 where Jabba talks to Han Solo.
Ugh,
I hate this
fucking scene.
Oh, it's a terrible scene.
It's awful.
But here's what I realized. So Jabba's not that huge in that scene, and he's able to move around on his own. So how much time passes between episode 4 and episode 6 where Jabba just lets himself go to shit?
You're saying that he is significantly fatter by the time Return of the Jedi comes out.
I feel, and granted, I didn't go back and check this, but I feel like he is 3 times the size.
3 times? Well,
I feel like it's like 3 times the size. Maybe it's like 2.5.
The time difference, if you want to know,
alright,
is approximately between A New Hope and Empire is supposed to be approximately 2.5 to 3 years.
Okay.
And the difference between Empire and Jedi is much shorter. I think it's maybe 6 months to a year.
Okay. So even at the most, then, it's like 4 years that go by.
Right.
But he really let himself go in 4 years.
You're right. He did.
He just really, really fucking went downhill. I just like to think about it in the actual world. What happened to Jabba the Hutt? Did he develop like an eating disorder? Did a chick break up with him? Like, what happened?
Well,
that he went so downhill.
He sits in his palace there, and they show him he's got those little animals that he eats out of that bowl of water or whatever it is. He takes them and he just throws them in his mouth. He must just be doing that a lot. He's eating live animals. Maybe they're just very fattening. I don't know.
But did he just did something trigger? Did he have a bad experience? Was he really upset about Han Solo?
I don't know. He just started binge eating.
Do they not have Intergalactic Biggest Loser?
No, I don't think so. I think that was outlawed by the Empire.
Probably.
It's too uplifting, especially at the end.
You see everybody make such breakthroughs that...
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, so-and-so made all this progress. Look at how much they did if they applied themselves. You can't have that.
You can't, and I mean, you can't have Jabba the Hutt having a breakthrough. I eat because I'm unhappy.
And I'm unhappy because I eat.
I just want my parents to be proud of me.
That, and
I think it's fun to imagine a world where Jabba the Hutt just develops an eating disorder.
I think it would be great. Maybe business starts going downhill a little bit. The Imperials are tightening their restrictions on his activities, and he just gets depressed. There's not too many women Hutts around.
Maybe. Well, wait a minute. Maybe. Oh, this would be great. George Lucas would never go for it. But what if?
Why is it
Jabba
a good idea?
the Hutt was having an affair with Greedo. And then Han shoots him, and he's dead. So Jabba's one true love is now dead.
I can't imagine.
He just develops an eating disorder because his true love is now killed.
Is now fried. And Han was very callous about it, at least in the original trilogy.
Yeah.
That would actually... George Lucas would not go for that. But I like the idea. I just can't imagine a Hutt having sex. And, I know they must have sex with each other.
Well, how do slugs have sex?
I don't know. I mean, they're very similar, except slugs just don't have a face.
and they're also not a leader of organized crime, so...
That's true, too. But the Hutts are very smart. They're very intelligent. They come from a... I'm about to geek out here. They come from a planet called Nal Hutta, and the moon. There's also Hutts on the moon called Nal Sharda, I believe. And they're a very intelligent race. They're very big into the crime syndicates.
As opposed to normal
I'm going to go shoot myself right now.
As opposed to what normal slugs are.
Yeah.
The everyday slug, not so into organized crime.
I know.
Gambino family, not made of slugs.
The Gambinos.
Slugs, not behind the Kennedy assassination.
No, definitely not. But the mob was.
What if one day we found out Jabba the Hutt was actually behind the Kennedy?
He was there. He was wielding that fucking gun. He had a bolt-action rifle.
Jabba the Hutt's just hanging out in Dallas. Hoo, hoo, hoo.
I think I've seen him down there.
Hoo, hoo, hoo.
I think I'm related to him.